Hey guys, and welcome to another episode of Dark Souls 3. This is my second recording. I've already done one before, but I decided to restart. I didn't quite nail it the first time, so I kind of wanted to go through the start of the game, some of my thoughts. We're just going to run through the game, sort of at my own pace. I gotta maybe give a few spoilers as we go through. But, you know, just kind of want to enjoy the game. I know it's not very super popular at the moment, but I don't mind. I just want to run through. So we've started a new character. I'm going to focus on a dexterity build, and if you don't know what that means, don't worry about it. We'll go over it in later on. But this is the start of the game. If you've missed the starting cutscene, I highly recommend you check that out. I didn't want to sort of put that in there because the character creation happens afterwards, but yeah. So this is the start of the game, where we wake up like from the grave. We literally crawl out of our grave. We're surrounded by other graves in the cemetery, and we're sort of around. I think, yeah, it's a really interesting start. So, what have we gone with? We've gone with the mercenary. So we've got some stats to help us with that. I don't want to wear some of this stuff, so I'm actually going to take that off. Alright, cool. Alright, so yeah, so love the aesthetic of the start of this. It sort of sets the tone for the rest of the game. You know, you wake up in a cemetery. For a game that's focused around dying a lot, I think it's a really apt choice. And, you know, it kind of foreshadows some of the earlier games where you play as undead. We're not actually undead in this game. We're unkindled. But, I guess for all intents and purposes, we come back when we die. And so I guess for all intents and purposes we sort of are. But, you know, this is a great tutorial area, I think. See, it tells you about got backstabs. You get these little things on the floor to help you. You know, that's it in terms of like what the developers give you to learn from. It's, well, this is about the best you get. Some words on the floor and some enemies that can that can kill you pretty quick. So, you know, I'm just gonna run through, kill some of these guys. So yeah, I mean, right off the bat, it's really striking graphics-wise. I think it's a big improvement on the second game in a lot of areas, but we can go over that a bit later. So this is like just the first area. I think most players won't struggle here at all. This nice sort of castle looms over us, but I think it's, you know, that's the cemetery. We're just going to step out. Sort of greeted with this beautiful vista and this castle looming over us constantly. Which might become a bit of a theme later on. And then we're presented with what is Firelink Shrine and the start of the game, really. So this is our first bonfire. Basically uses checkpoints for all intents and purposes. You can rest here, get your health back, and if you die, you come back at these checkpoints, basically, but you lose all your souls. Just like all the old games. I mean, I'm sure most of you will be familiar with that. But, hey, I might as well go over everything. So, I'm going to continue on. So you see these blood spatters on the floor. The game, although it is mostly single player, is always online. If you're connected to the internet, it's always online, and these are deaths of other players. So we can see, we can follow this dude, see where he got to. Oh, Christ. Hopefully without dying ourselves. He probably got killed by this dude. Yeah, so we're always online, but they're not in our world, right? They're in their own worlds, like I am. But we can just sort of, they can leave each other messages. I haven't got access to do that just yet, but eventually we can leave messages like these on the floor. These are developer dropped ones, but in the future we're going to have our own. Titanite shards, used to upgrade our weapons. Plunging attack, another cheeky tutorial, almost missed, Christ. So we're just gonna kill these guys. And we've got a few more enemies and a few more items to pick up before we move on to the first boss of the game. It's a bit of a tutorial boss. Kind of give you the entire Dark Souls experience kind of in one shot. You kind of, you know, fight these relatively simple enemies. Watch as I get killed or something. Got him, right. Yeah, relatively simple enemies, and then you go to fight the first boss. This is just an arrow sticking right out of my kidney here. Hard as nails. So, yeah, this is... Lore-wise, I find this kind of interesting. Like, I always imagine this guy as kind of like a gatekeeper to almost the rest of the game. But I guess he's more of a gatekeeper for the cemetery, I feel like. I feel like a lot, you know, players like us are, you know, coming out to link the flyer or, you know, solve the problems. And this guy is almost like... he's almost like an interview. He almost calls the guys who aren't up for the challenge, or gals aren't up for the challenge. So he's kind of the first boss of the game, and he's probably the first place where most players are gonna either really go, oh yeah, I want to get better at this game, or they're gonna be guys that or people that they're just gonna go, no, this isn't for me. Which I really like that as a design choice. It's ballsy because, you know, you might get some. You know, people who don't get to see the rest of your game just purely on, on the first encounter. But I think it pays off. So we're gonna remove this sword. For some reason, this guy's angry about this. But yeah, like I say, I think he is. He is almost the gatekeeper. Let's go. So I'm gonna try and roll, stay behind him, getting a few attacks. Don't get greedy with him. And then dodge roll out the way. This is the plan. So he usually goes for 2. Opens himself up for a few hits. Resets. That's a nasty grab. If he gets us with that, I think we're just toasting 1. Dodge twice. Maybe 3 times here, yeah. And then I'm going to hit him again. Get a few more hits in. Ooh, I dodged a little bit early there, but... That was a close one. Oh shit. He goes a bit... Resident Evil on us. Quite intimidating. And just dodge at the last second. Get out of the way of these big hits if he hits us. Again, I can't really see what he's about to do because he's got all this. He's got all the Resident Evil stuff around him. We're gonna keep hitting him. Getting some stamina here. Oh, that was close. Getting down quite low. I'm not gonna get greedy though. I'm just gonna stay calm. Gonna get greedy now though! Oh, I got him. Okay, cool. So there goes Gundyr. First boss of the game. Gives us the coiled sword. This is a really good start to the game. Ember restored. Now Ember is, you can see we're kind of like our pants are on fire a little bit. Not a euphemism. This kind of is our humanity, if you're familiar with those from the previous games. And this kind of gives us a little bit extra health. It means we can get invaded, we can have some PvP encounters later in the game, which I don't think I talked about earlier. But yeah, most importantly, yeah, it gives you that extra health. It gives you the ability to summon in cooperative, like some friends into your world. Or some NPCs, I think, for some boss fights you can summon some guys in. So I'm going to press on. You know, I really like that section. What a really nice start to the game. I think, I mean, some great visuals here, but yeah, I just feel like he's just like he's the gatekeeper almost to the rest of the game from a player point of view, but also from a lore point of view, I feel like. So, only the worthy get through this door to start the quest. So apparently we're worthy. I'll take it. So we're going to press on to Firelink Shrine, which is going to sort of act as our home world. So let's press on up there. So again, more graves. We're still kind of in a graveyard. This is a shrine after all. This place. So first things first. So this is kind of where you level up, you upgrade your items. There's some NPCs you can talk to, get quests from here. There's like merchants you can buy and sell from. But you can see these thrones. Basically, these guys aren't at their thrones. They're off doing their own thing, and we kind of need to go and get them. It's kind of the whole purpose of this game. Is these guys are needed to link the fire, and we are kind of what's the word? I don't know. Hired is the right word. Summoned, I suppose, to bring these guys back onto their throne so we can link the fire. And this lady is like our the person that allows us to level up and kind of our guardian, I guess.
To the bonfire, unkindled one.
Yo.
I'm a firekeeper. I tend to the flame and tend to thee.
Tend to thee. My favourite bit. I like that bit. It's a good bit.
The lords have left their thrones and must be delivered to them. To this end, I am at thy side.
So yeah, so she's kind of like our.
Very well.
So we can
then touch the darkness.
Touch the darkness with it, to level up. So I'm just going to chuck one strength in here. I'm doing this just so we have. Well, I'll explain what I'm doing here. So at the start in Dark Souls, putting in points into strength and dexterity, which are like your primary damaging abilities, isn't super useful. Like I always recommend, get these points to the sort of weapon that you're looking to use, the minimum requirements to use the weapon, and then raise your vigor and endurance to about 20-ish, 20, 25-ish, and then start worrying about your damage a bit more. Just because you're always going to need more health, you're always going to need more endurance, and your strength and vigor, your damage will get there when you need it. If you're finding like you're struggling against a boss or whatever, you can always you know that, right? And then you can go and level that section up. Cool, they're going to guide me. So this lady here is like our she's our merchant. We can find ashes in the universe. We can give them to her, and it will allow us to buy more and more items. Nothing I really want super hard from her. And this guy is the dude that upgrades our weapons and our Estus shards, which I'll go over in a little bit. You might recognize him from Dark Souls 1, if you guys have played that. We're going to find more NPCs through as we play the game, and those guys are going to end up in these various ominous locations with candles. So that's where we're going to find those. So the first thing I'm going to do, well, I'm going to talk to Hodrick. Hodrick's cool.
Another one roused from the sleep of death.
So it's like, implies there's more than one.
We unkindled are worthless. Can't even die right.
And Hodrick's one of us.
Gives me conniptions. And they'd have us seek the lords of Cinder and return them to their moulding thrones. But we are talking true legends with the metal to link the fire. We're not fit to lick their boots. Don't you think?
So yeah, he kind of lays out our quest in a really interesting way. Like, we're kind of seen as less than what's the word? We're not really up to the challenge. We're not fit to lick their boots. I find that really interesting. And these guys, they're kind of like legends already. We're like a nobody who has to go and sort of get them back in line. I find that really that's just a really nice theme. So yeah, I'm gonna embed the coil sword. So this is the sword we ripped out that guy's chest. This is gonna be our home base bonfire. From here we can travel to the rest of the game. We can travel and it will take us to the first section of the game. But before we go there, there's some few things I want to do. So I know what weapon I want, but he's off a particularly tricky dude to kill. The Master Swordsman. He sort of guards this section of the Firelink Shrine. You can see these ominous blood splatters relating to other players who have cocked it trying to kill him. So I may die here, but I'm going to try and cheese this guy and take his stuff. So he's kind of a angry dude. See ya, dude. Catch you next time. So, so that's a really easy way to kill that guy. You can see these guys didn't know this trick. All these players here. He's a tough guy to beat. Like, he's really tough. You know, I was rolling this guy, just gets hit, and oh, he rolled off the edge. He's a really tough guy to beat this early in the game. But he has a really cool sword, and actually the sword I want to use for at least half the playthrough until I find another katana. I've never really ran katanas in this game before, and I really want to try it. So what I am going to do is, if I go back to the main menu, this is a good trick if you ever knock an enemy off a bridge or something and they fall down to their death. You can quit the game and come back. If you load it back up, then the items will be sort of placed in the world somewhere, usually where they spawn. So hopefully when we come back to the game we shall find our items up there. So there you go. So that's a nice trick to know if you ever knock off an enemy. So here we go, we got the Uchi Katana, the Master's Attire, Master's Gloves. So I can wield those now. If you look at the bottom of the screen where it says attribute requirement, you can see we need 11 strength and 16 dex. So that's great. That's exactly what I have. So I'm going to equip the Uchi, and that's going to be our weapon. Also note here at the top right of the screen, there's a weight ratio. You know, I could wear more armor. If that ever goes over 70%, we end up being really fat and slow. The reason why I sort of took my clothes off a little bit was you roll a little bit faster when you're under 30%, which it gives you. You can see here, like, it gives you slightly less protection, but it's lighter. You kind of got to always weigh that stuff up. So yeah, I've got a katana. This is a good weapon for the start of the game. Even if you're not planning on using it for the rest of the game, this is a pretty decent weapon all around, honestly. It can take you quite far. So we are going to just explore Firelink Shrine a little bit. Oh, it's cheeky doge. So we can sneak up on it. Hoi! Get samurai sworded. Samurai sword? Yeah. Alright. So we're going to check out the rest of the Firelink Shrine here. There is a few secrets I guess I could show you. I don't know if they're secrets at this point, honestly. The game's been out for a wee while. But I'll go over some of them. So let's go over to here. So this tree, I mean, some players might not know, the giant seed tree kind of looks like a spoopy skull. I don't know what he is, like a wraith or something. It drops seeds, and those seeds are pretty cool. You can use them while someone invades you, and usually the invader is protected from enemies in the world. But you can use that seed to turn those enemies against the player, the invaders. So that's pretty cool. So you can actually get up here before having to pay for a key. You need this gate is locked. You need to pay like 20,000 souls to get up there. You can do this tree jump. So I'm going to try and get that. Oh, first time. That feels good. So you can get up here quite quickly. This guy has nicely put a message for us. So that's an example of a player dropped message. You can give them good news and bad news. So we're on this roof. It's pretty cool. There's a few really nice items hidden up here, which can be just so useful for starting the game with. Some players might never know about this, so I'm just showing you off. Okay, yeah, some birds there. Those birds are guys you can trade with later in the game. You can trade certain items with them, 1 for 1. Yeah, it can be useful. So this is an Estus shard. So Estus, if you look bottom left, is actually our health flasks. And you can give those shards to the blacksmith dude. I can't remember his name, that's really bad. It's late, I'm tired. You can give him to upgrade the Estus. So you can drop down here, and then we've got a really useful ring for the rest of the game. You don't have to use it for the rest of the game, but it's good. The Covetous Silver Serpent Ring. Fallen foes yield more souls. Really nice for just early game. Helps you level, get more souls for killing bosses. It's never not useful. Even at late stages of the game, you'll be wanting that because it's just really useful. So I'm just going to level up just a little bit. Again, I'm going to focus on endurance and vigor, at least for a little while. And I'm going to reinforce my Estus flasks. Estus flask.
Wasn't he?
Yeah. Reinforce. So we've got 3. Oh, and also another useful thing to do. At the start of the game, they give you this mana potion. You don't, unless you're going for magic builds, you can have loads of magic potions. We don't want any of those. We just want health. So we've upped our maximum flasks up from 4 to 3. It's 5. So you can see I've got 5 flasks now. So that's a really good start to the game. I feel like you've got a good weapon. You've got the ring to carry on for the rest of the game. We know what we're going to do. So I'm going to go to the High Wall of Lothric. So that's going to be our main hub world. We're going to bounce back to that every time we want to level up or buy some items, whatever else. And so yeah, we travel. All the music goes. And we're just inside this, what looks like another mausoleum. With the sort of ominously placed. It looks a lot like the sword that we put in the Firelink Shrine. Again, not quite sure what that means. But yeah, here's an old place. So it's crumbling. It's literally crumbling. And we're presented with this gorgeous view. It's a really beautiful game, isn't it, what they've done here. And this is a stark difference to the start of some of the other games, you know, where you're in the sort of drudges, you're in the sort of darker areas. They open the game. This is the first level of the game, really. It's this bright, beautiful city. And so yeah, it's fallen to pieces. And we've got our first bonfire, so I will mark that. Now I am embered, so if some guys wanted to invade, they could. So we might see some PvP. But these guys, I'm not really sure. They're kind of all pointed in one direction. I don't know what to make of them. It's not good. They're like trees, but gone really bad. So this is our first split. So far it's been fairly linear, but now we have this choice of left or right. We've got a dragon down there. So I'm going to go this way to start with. These guys praying, they're not actually hostile. That dude with the sword is though, so we're going to take him out. Look at that, didn't even take any collateral damage. That guy's also not friendly. Shut him up before he wakes up everyone. I don't know how brutal I want to be. Do I want to murder these guys? Sure. I mean, they're just going about praying to these things. I'm not sure what that means. They obviously care about this thing somewhat. I don't know why. A dead dragon too. This is like a casualty of war. Maybe like dragons are attacking the city, or we're not sure. We just know that like something went down in this place, and he didn't make it. But yeah, really striking stuff at the start of the game. This he's had a bad day, you know. He's found out he has just missed payments on his mortgage. His hands are like barely, can't even touch the wall properly. So I'm gonna put him out of his misery. Sorry dude, it's all better now. I missed, that was really embarrassing. This guy doesn't care. Oh, he cares now. He's got enough. So we're going to clear out some of these dudes. He's hiding behind the box. Wait! Oh yeah. So there's an item up here. Must be a way of doing that. Oh yeah! There's a stairwell up here. Would you look at that? Dragon body. Oh no! There's another one of those guys. I'm going to take him out. Nope. Don't want to hear anything from you, dude. Oh yeah. So I'm pretty sure that guy's whales sort of wake up all of these guys at once. Oh shit! This guy's still alive. Hey! Toast. We're just walking over the dead bodies of this dragon. These guys are like what? Worshipping the dragon? Maybe the dragon corpse. Not sure what that means relating to. Feels bad. Yeah. Would you look at that? Gold pine resin. A weapon buff. There's actually something else I've just remembered. Yeah, weapon buff, that is. Gold pine resin. Useful. Especially against certain bosses who are weak to lightning. Excuse me. Trying to have a conversation. Goodbye. Yeah, I think our binoculars. Yeah, got some binoculars just for this gorgeous view. It's great. So I'm gonna press on. I kind of want to get to a little bit further in the game, and then we'll call it for this episode. I don't want to drag it on too long, but you know, we just want to go along the journey. Stop at what seems natural. So. I'm gonna go down this way. This is dank dungeon. Not the good dank kind either. Alright, got some geezers, Ooh, get stabbed so bad. Alright, I'm gonna ignore this guy. Now a big ass dragon is about to drop. Cheeky dodge. He's going to light those guys up. Didn't get everybody though. Alright, there's a few. Oh, your mates are dead. What up now, man? Go katana mode. Toast. Right, so there's a pretty angry dragon above us. Oh! We can get those maybe later. There's like a claymore and an axe and stuff up there. It's pretty good. But like I said, I've got my katana. Now, this is a mimic. It's a creature. If you look carefully, you can kind of see it breathing. Yeah. But the main way to tell a mimic from a real chest is this chain. It's pointed at us, sort of wanting our toes. That's how you know it's a mimic. But I'm not going to fight it right now. Again, I don't really need it. Very angry dragon. Excuse me, I'm trying to have a conversation. So we're going to go through here. So we're heading towards the next bonfire from the game. Excuse me. Now this knight's a bit of a badass, but he's a good fight, so let's go. Oh, got too greedy. Lost stamina there. Bam! That was a good fight, I guess. I'm just gonna take these guys out. Yeah, check this dragon out, man. Hopefully he doesn't blast us to shreds. I don't think he will. I think he's really focused on that front. Excuse me. I think he's focused on the other section. So we'll come in here. Lots of dead people in here. Whoa! Crikey! Right. Well, he's done. Alright, so I'm just going to jump up here to the next bonfire. Again, you get some really nice vistas as we come through here, this castle. It sort of really feels like a castle city, and then you get this shot of the dragon. It's so cool. So I'm going to light this bonfire. This is where I'm going to stop. So thanks for watching. This is like my second ever video I've recorded. So if you liked it, then great. I'm going to put out some more videos soon. We're going to carry on this playthrough. If you didn't like it, then, well, I'm amazed you're still here, to be honest. But yeah, until next time, thanks for watching, guys. I'll see you next time. Bye.